All right, everybody, welcome back to the Midnite Snak podcast, where we have the goods to keep you up at night. With me today, as always, is Austin.
What up, bitch?
Unfortunately, today, because of work, Justin couldn't make it, so we're going to try to fly this solo and see how much of a fuck fest we can create in our wake.
That'll be pretty sick nasty, man.
Maybe they'll be watching while they're working. You never know. Because my wife's with them, too, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's got a close tonight, too. Sucks for her. So today we decided to do something a little bit different. We're going to actually play a bit of a game, if you want to call it that, which is it's not really a game. It's ranking each one of the states per our own opinion, ranking each one of the states from S to F tier.
Yeah.
We currently have a map to our right, so you'll see us look to our right a lot. We currently have a map pulled up of all of the states, and we're going to try our best to go from the northwest corner to the southeast corner with each state, and then Austin and I will try to give at least some kind of reasoning for why we put it where we put it.
Yeah.
And I think it would be most appropriate to start with the state we're currently in. So, how do you want to rank this bitch?
So,
Washington.
So on our piece of paper, we have...
I went with the basic bitch option. Wait, hold on. I got to actually see what I'm showing you. So, I mean, you can barely see it. My fingers are covering it. My fat ass fingers. So, I just have the basic bitch that I'm going to be writing along the way, just S down through F tier. And then Austin went a little bit more creative with his fucking list. Made me look like a bitch.
SAT means sick as tits. A plus, B, C minus, dick, and then fuck you.
And like I said, we're gonna start with the state we're currently in.
Yeah. So
you wanna give
us? Do you want to pull up the map again?
Yeah. Let's pull up the state.
Yeah. Pull up the map.
So Washington.
I'm gonna rate it as.
Do you want to rate it after we say give our opinion, or do you want to rank it and then give the opinion later?
We could rank and then give it an opinion.
Okay. Oh. Where do I want to put it? Oh, shit. I mean, this is actually tougher than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to put it here. You might not agree with me, but that's where I'm going to put it. Of course, I'm trying to draw it right now. I'm not that much of a drawer. Yeah, it works. Should know. Are you drawing it too?
No.
No? Wait.
Mm-mm.
Wait, what are you doing?
WA?
Yeah, but you put it in between C minus and B.
I have in within C, right? I have C tier, top of C, and then borderline.
No. I'm just putting it in the category. There's no.
I mean, it is in the category, but I don't know.
All right. Which category did you put it in?
I put it in C minus.
And why did you put it in C minus?
Because the people here fucking suck.
Then why did you put it lower?
Because I have to give it to Washington. It's one of the most beautiful states you'll ever be in.
That's true. That's why I put it in D and not F. Is not only is it a beautiful state, but it also has a lot of wildlife.
Everything.
Yeah, we have a lot of wildlife up here, and a lot of companies actually started in Washington too. Starbucks being one of them. I know Microsoft started up here too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going for it as far as
we
that's
have the mountains. We have 3 volcanoes.
Yeah,
just in our state.
But the governance sucks. And a lot of the people
here are ass.
Okay, most of the people that are ass are confined into one region in the northwestern region of Washington.
Like Seattle.
Yeah, and Seattle, if you're looking at a map at Washington, Seattle's kind of like where the crack is, but to the right side of the crack. That's basically where it is. And
they're in the crack, literally.
Basically.
Yeah.
God, I hope there's a tsunami soon.
I mean,
but I think the homelessness, because of the homelessness, that really, like, I don't even feel safe going to Seattle anymore. Oh, traffic's
gotten so
because they haven't changed the roads, but the population has increased by double by the time, like, when we were little. It's probably more than doubled, but yeah. So you put it higher than I'd put it.
Yeah, I just put it mainly because of the wildlife and the scenery. Because I mean, you have the ocean, you have the forest, you have desert.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and you have the sound, which means that you don't have to necessarily go to the ocean to actually see the wildlife of the ocean.
Yeah.
So
all right. For that fact, I will.
Well, let's go to the neighbor down under, Oregon. I know exactly where I'm putting this fucking shithole. Where'd you put it?
I put it in fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Oregon's a shithole. Now, most of Oregon that is the shithole is just Portland. Portland's the shithole because at least they have, like, seaside is fine. Most of the people are fine unless you get to Portland, and then it sucks.
No, there's a lot of everywhere in Oregon.
And the cops suck too. Like, they'll pull you over for going like 2 over the speed limit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. They're so assholes. Yeah. Everyone there's an asshole.
I mean, there's probably a few good people, you know.
I mean, I don't think I've ever met anyone from Oregon and I actually liked them, to be honest.
That still lives there. Because some people who flee Oregon are pretty cool, but some of them that still live there.
To come up here?
Yeah, that's true. That's not much of a flee. Yeah.
You're moving one state over that's just as bad.
Yeah, and because they don't really have the Puget Sound, I mean, they're still about the same foresty. In fact, they actually have probably more forest in this region.
Because whenever
you drive through, like,
it is different, though.
Yeah, that's true. It is a little bit. They have St. Helens, don't they? Or is that still in Washington?
No, it's still Washington.
Okay.
I believe.
I always get that confused because it's pretty close to Oregon.
It is pretty close. Yeah, we have... How many... Actually, do we have Mount Rainier, Mount Baker, Mount St. Helens,
Mount Adams.
So we have 4.
I think we have more than that.
Yeah,
I think we have 1 or 2 more than that. I just can't think of their names. Because technically, like, there's other small mountains like Mount Aches that I've hiked or climbed, and
but big ones. I mean,
well, the only place we go from here is south.
Are we going to?
Yeah, we're going to California, bitches. I think we all know how we're gonna tear this one up. So where'd you put it?
Put it in fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a pretty state.
It's a pretty state. It has a lot of resources. In fact, a lot of the farming products that are from the United States come from California just because it's sunniness.
Yeah.
However, because of the 5 main cities, LA, San Francisco, San Diego, is it 5 then? No, is it 4?
I think there's
4 main, but basically Los Angeles and San Francisco, if you remove both of those, then the state goes up in ranking. It's like LA and San Francisco has just really ruined the state, including the governance.
It's basically the herpes of every state.
Yeah, it's like when you recall your governor, but you don't vote for the other candidate after you recall the governor, it tells me how shitty you are. I know how many people are fleeing California right now to go to Texas. It's pretty fucking high. Elon Musk moved from California to Texas with his entire Tesla operation. It's like, that's telling. It's like highest taxes, but the shittiest living because you have all the drugs and stuff, homelessness. Like, nope, not California.
So then, are we gonna go upwards now?
To Nevada. We could. You know what? We could probably hit the ones that like aren't the what is it called?
Like Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah. So Alaska. I've never been to Alaska.
I have,
and I don't really necessarily have a super high opinion of it. So now I gotta. Let's see here. Drawing Alaska is a fucking pain, though.
I love how you're drawing the actual state.
I'm trying, man. I'm not a drawer, so this doesn't work for me. That was awful. I'm not even gonna show it whenever we get there. So which one did you put it in?
I put it in A.
You put it in A?
I put it in A+.
I was going back and forth. I was like what's going for it though? Because the winters are so fucking long.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have not a lot of sunlight during certain times of the year. you have a shit ton of sunlight during some times of the year.
Yeah.
But like, I mean,
but you only
the
have
weather,
like Anchorage is the main part of Alaska, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've been outside of Anchorage. I mean, I can't remember the actual things, but they were like ports, I guess.
Yeah.
And they were awesome. And I mean, you had glaciers all around this port.
Yeah.
And then you had this tiny little town that went out onto like this, what would you call it? It's a piece of land, a flat piece of land that goes on like a jetty, basically.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
But it was covered in like, cool little like restaurants and like, and that was their main population. And then they had like a few houses outskirt, but it was mainly like a fishing.
It's a very isolated state.
It is, and I like that because you don't have a lot of people.
And you also get beautiful. Like what is it called? Like the fuel, like from the oil. They actually give you a
you get paid
in the You
get paid for being a resident, a citizen, or is it a citizen?
It's a resident of
Alaska. So
because they do the oiling or the
whatever
pipeline, I think is through there. So I still put it in B tier because I'm like,
I've been there. It's an absolute gorgeous state.
Maybe if I went there, then I would have ranked it A.
State.
No, there are parts of Alaska because it's so gigantic that I've heard are just like any other state. It just looks like wasteland. It's just like there's nothing here.
I mean, that's fair.
In fact, I think there's like a large lithium deposit in Alaska that no one thinks of mining, but it's like I understand why they don't want to mess up the atmosphere of Alaska for the sake of more lithium, but.
So let's do Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii. Oh shit. Man, that one's actually tougher than I think it's. I'm really trying to trace this out. I'm doing awful. Especially because I'm trying to do this on the fly. Okay, there we go. Okay. Where'd you put it?
I put it in C-.
Really? Mm-hmm. Damn. With Washington?
Yeah. I give it.
I mean, I guess I put mine with Washington too.
I put it with beautiful. It's gorgeous. Other than that, I can go suck a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more giving them more props, like our state and Hawaii, more props because it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, there's tourism is basically
tourism, but
it's a good state to visit, but not really a good state to live in, kind of thing.
I mean, the expense.
Oh my God, Hawaii is ridiculous. Our gas is what, $4.20? I'm sure their gas is $1 more.
Yeah, probably
easy because they get it from California, so it's probably about the same as Cali right now. I think California's at about $1.
Probably more, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably more than that, honestly.
So, I mean,
easy.
If you live in any of these states that were ranking low, sucks for you. Nevada. There's really only like two things that are good about Nevada, to be honest. Man, where am I going to put... I think I'm going to put it here. No. I like... You're waiting for me because I'm drawing this out. All right. Where'd you put it?
I haven't put it on.
You haven't put it anywhere?
I'm still kind of thinking.
Well, I have my answer then. I don't want you copying me. Or not copying me. I want to influence your decisions. Have you been to Nevada? Okay. Mm-hmm. So, I guess to preface this, both Austin and I have been...
to a lot of these states.
I've been to 35 states.
Yeah.
You've been to... around... It's in the 30s.
Yeah.
So,
it's in the 30s.
Yeah. There's only a few that I haven't been to. Alaska's one of them, and then as we go on, you'll start to see that I don't have a lot on the East Coast. Go figure.
I really wanted to put it with Dick, but
I put it C. Did you put it C too? Yeah. Las Vegas is pretty cool.
It's cool, but it's
a tourist.
It's a trash town.
Yeah.
It's beautiful nightlife. I mean, it's going up into the stratosphere is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
And I did all the rides up there.
You just walking the strip too is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now you got to avoid all the homeless people, but there's actually not that many homeless people. Whenever Ashley and I went, I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
I was like,
really wasn't.
But yeah, no, I'd probably put it higher just because of Las Vegas, to be honest. Everything else about it it sucks a lot because it's basically just a desert.
Just a desert. Yeah.
I've driven through the entire state from the south side, where Las Vegas is at, all the way to the north side. Just nothing. It's just the same old, same old. That's probably why they dropped a couple nukes in Nevada. All right.
Idaho.
And then a state that is a little bit more personal to you than me, Idaho. Yeah, you know what? You might be surprised where I put this. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh. Someone's back home.
I put it in S tier.
Of course you did, because, like, your family pretty much grew up there.
As tits. Yeah, in a way. I grew up in Idaho.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm going to put Kansas pretty high.
The people in Idaho are some of the nicest. Of course, now the scenery isn't as beautiful. It is more...
Coeur d'Alene's pretty
Coeur d'Alene
nice.
is.
And then
you get
the
up
valley.
into the mountains it's gorgeous.
But driving past Nampa and Boise, it just smells like shit.
It just sounds like farm. It just sounds like farmland. And,
it just... Because they have the beet farms, which don't smell very good. And then as you get away...
Cane,
and then you have
the alfalfa.
The fucking cow manure they put right next to the fucking interstate. And it smells like shit. I'm like, oh, this is great.
But I mean, the people, the wildlife is cool.
Yeah.
You know, we went always like rattlesnake hunting, and we went like all this kind of.
You're going to hear a lot of voices here soon. Howdy. Hey, we're currently still... Why are you being giggly bitches?
You sounded like your mother.
Night. We saw like 6 police officers. 7. On the way to the bank, we saw, 7. So there's 5 police officers, and then as we are heading towards the bank, 2 more police officers are heading towards where the other police officers are. Next to our store, by the way, pretty close to our store. And then as we're going to the bank, you know where the bank is, right?
Yeah.
There's literally a fire truck and ambulance. They turn on their lights as they see us. All right. They're not stationed there. Why were they there? I don't know. We thought we're in a movie set. It was weird. I'm tired.
They're hallucinating. That's what it is. That sounds like a fucking night, I guess.
But, anyways.
Oh, yeah, back to Idaho. So I put it in A, but that's, again, I've driven through there quite a few times. Coeur d'Alene is really nice. If you ever go to Idaho, that's probably the place to go. It's just it's a pretty small town, I would say. Pretty small, anyway. Just right next to this giant lake. It's pretty much the only water that's in Idaho.
If you ever get
except
the
for Snake
chance,
River.
if you're in Idaho, go.
If you're a fisherman, then do Snake River. Because we're planning on doing that this summer.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
There's this town that does an ice festival there. Up in the mountains. Festival? Yeah, ice carving festival.
Oh, interesting.
And I mean, these ice carvings are intense.
Yeah, you'll pull that up. Which one are we gonna? I guess we'll start with Arizona next.
It's McCall, Idaho. If you ever get the chance to go up to McCall, it's probably about 2 hours outside of Boise, maybe a little longer because you have to drive on a one-way road.
Yeah, highway instead of interstate.
Yeah, I mean it's still like 70 miles an hour or whatever. Yeah, but I mean it's. You get like the logging trucks because you get up into the mountains. You get a lot of logging trucks and stuff like that, which slow you down a lot.
There's a place that Ashley and I stayed. I can't remember what.
It's a touristy town.
It's right after Boise. Really cool. Right after Boise, there's a town, and there's that canyon, like that huge canyon right north of that town. I forgot what it's called.
Well, I know that there's a place.
It's like Jerome, not Jerome, but it's right next to Jerome. I forgot what it's called.
I've probably been there. I've been everywhere in Idaho.
Well, yeah, you have to go if you're going on the interstate across
Idaho.
There's
that bridge. Where is it at?
I'm gonna try to pull it up, but I don't think it's gonna let me on this phone. Damn it.
It's the only place where you can base jump in the United States, and it's in Idaho. Off of a bridge. Base jumping.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's right there because we saw someone base jump off that bridge. It's right into the canyon.
They have classes there too. And you can actually sign up for a day and you could just be like, how you pair jumping?
Yeah.
Where you sign up and you're just attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's you can sign up and do that.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's the weirdest thing. You wouldn't assume Idaho being like that, but they have a lot of people die though.
I think their fatality on that bridge from base jumpers just alone, like actual like licensed base jumpers, is like 10 a year.
Yeah, it's because
I mean,
tempting fate, really.
Yeah, you're tempting how long. I mean, it's a quick drop. I mean, you gotta quick
deploy your chute in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. And people like to do stunts off of those. There was a stunt where a guy didn't make it, of course, but I forgot what it's called. It's like a fire drop or something like that, where he jumps off, pulls a chute, shoots it with a flare gun, lets it burn off, falls more, and then pulls the backup chute.
Yeah, no, dumb. That's very dumb. Yeah. I don't know why anyway.
He did get to the part of the backup parachute, but it deployed too late.
Yeah.
Enough to slow his descent.
And then just slap the bottom.
Yep.
I guess we'll do Arizona next. I don't know.
I mean, we could do Montana, I mean, is.
And then did you want to go down from there?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do Montana.
I like Montana.
I do too.
Montana's a beautiful state.
Yeah, I think I know where we're putting this. Whereas some people, like, I saw somewhere on a meme about Montana looking like it's Joe Biden sniffing Idaho. You can kind of see the nose in this. It's not very detailed on the map we have, but that's basically what it looks like.
That is pretty funny.
My Montana sucked. It's a lot longer than Montana actually is. Is Montana MT or MN? I don't care.
I don't care either. I just put MT.
All right, where'd you put it?
I put it in A+.
I put it in B.
Okay.
I'm as far as like S tier and A tier, I'm kind of putting it where I would live. Because if I'm confident enough to live there, which I'm not with Montana. Montana is kind of one of those states where I'm like, I wouldn't live there, but it's a really nice state to visit.
I would if everywhere else becomes as shitty as like Washington.
Yeah, true. It's basically it's got a high gun like possession rate.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So I guess moving on, because there's not a lot about Montana. I mean, there's a lot of towns there that are pretty big, but
it's beautiful. But yeah, not a lot of. Montana.
I've been to Missoula, Billings, and Helena, and they're pretty small towns. Yeah. So,
all right, let's do
Wyoming. Wow, okay. I know where I'm putting this one. Wyoming is a WY. Yeah. I put it in D.
I put it in A+.
I put it in D because there's absolutely fucking nothing to the state.
There's nothing.
There's more animals than people, I'm pretty sure. It's so fucking...
It's gorgeous.
If you've ever driven through the state... Now, there are parts that are gorgeous, but if you've driven through the state, it just feels like it's never ending. It just...
It's a lot of the same shit.
Well, and then you're kind of concerned because you're like, is the next gas station? Is there anyone working there? You're like, I don't know. Wyoming's kind of one of those states you got to...
That is true.
Because Cheyenne's like the most populated town, isn't it? Because I've been to Cheyenne on my way to Wichita before. It's quite small.
I'm not sure.
It's kind of like, I mean, people listening might not know. Sumner? It's kind of like Sumner a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Utah.
Oh shit, where all the Mormons are. You might actually be surprised where I put this. Where'd you put it?
I put it in B.
I put it in A tier. 2 reasons. So Ashley and I last summer we drove through Utah. Salt Lake City, the city itself is not great.
It's beautiful though.
It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but the lake is pretty nice. The mountains on one side, like driving into it when the sunrise was coming through, it was gorgeous. And then as you go south through the state, you go into Moab. Moab is one of the coolest fucking areas in the United States. Like, you'll turn a corner around a canyon and it, like Cars the movie, just Cars the movie. It's basically right there. It's like you got the archways, most of the sand is red, and you got all the Jeeps and crazy lunatics trying to climb up.
Yeah, I've been there twice. I've been there one to go snowboarding during the winter time.
Yeah.
I went there. I went to 2 places in Utah to go snowboarding. And then I went there during the summertime, which was cool because we got to go through the national park or whatever.
Yeah,
it is there.
Which is pretty close to Moab. I think it's just like north of it.
But it's a really cool state. All right, Arizona.
I haven't done much in Arizona, so this one's actually a little bit more difficult for me. Like, some of this is like I've never been, so I can't say if I like it or not. Where'd you put it?
I put it in C.
Yeah. Arizona, for the most part, is pretty cool.
Just in the middle.
I think it's the only state that really has cactus.
Yeah.
So. And
Nevada does. Nevada has.
Yeah, a little
cactus.
bit. A little bit. But most of it's small brush. But Arizona's got the really tall one.
I did the exact same thing as you. Basically, went from LA into Nevada, went up into Idaho.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I went through like.
I guess Arizona I might have put higher if I just. Well, no, I put it in B tier. I think I put it where it's supposed to be because the Grand Canyon's pretty cool. Just even go in there. It's like they have that national treasure. And then Phoenix, we only drove through it, so I didn't really actually get to see what Phoenix was like. Because I was a kid the last time we drove through, so.
Yeah.
But it looks cool from what I remember.
New Mexico.
We're going to New Mexico, or did you want to do Colorado and then New Mexico?
No, let's go to New Mexico. Just go over and then up.
All right, New Mexico.
I have never been there.
I have.
Actually?
I have, and I have a personal vendetta against them.
Have I been in New Mexico?
It's not a very common state to travel through. If you're going to Texas,
I think I actually have been
to go through there.
Yes, I have.
Yep.
I have been in New Mexico.
I don't. I'm gonna say, where'd you put it?
I put it in dick.
I put it in fuck you. I put it in FK. You want to know why? The cops suck. The people suck.
Yeah, the people do suck.
It's the first state I got pulled over in, and it's because I missed a fucking speed limit sign, and you still give it to me anyway. It's like, you fucking asshole. It's in Tatum, New Mexico. Fuck you, Tatum, New Mexico. Go fuck yourself. Because whenever you're driving, especially at the very beginning of the day, you're tired and you're just like going along the highway. New Mexico is such a shitty state when it comes to like maintaining the roads that you're worried that you might get a flat. That's the main thing. And then every highway goes through a small town. So you're going 60, 70 miles an hour, and they're like, all right, now you're going 55, 45, 35, 25. And it's just like that. And it's like, if you miss it, there's a cop waiting right there for you to get you.
First time.
It's so annoying.
First time I got pulled up. Was it second time? First time. No, second time I got pulled over. First time was literally probably like 2 months after I got my first car. And it was after my accident. So this was the first day I've driven in like months. Okay. And I was like going 5 over and I got pulled over in my Subaru. You know where, Puyallup, that road that goes to Tacoma along the lake.
The river? Yeah. It's either Pioneer or River Road.
River Road.
Yeah.
I got pulled over for going 5 fucking over.
Yeah. Oh, Milton.
That was my first.
Not Milton,
that was my first ticket. But in Idaho, I got pulled over because I was going through a little fucking town.
Oh, I hate it.
And it was, I believe it was Weiser, Idaho. And it goes from 75 to 45 to 25.
Yeah. And it does it super quick. Like, if each speed limit sign is like 100 feet from the next one. So it's like, if you're not paying attention and you miss and if you miss the last one,
and there's one,
you get that ticket for going 15 over because you missed the last one.
If you're on that main road, it's a little town. It's got like a McDonald's, and I think that's the only thing it has in it.
Yeah.
Anyways, which is pretty big if you really think about it. But you go through, and then there's like 1 or 2 lights that you go through, and then you're on your way out, and there's nothing.
Same thing with Tatum. Same thing with Tatum.
I was on my way out, and I was at the 45, and then there's the 75 up ahead. And I'm going, and I'm like 100 feet away from it. So I like get on the gas pedal.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm in my loud Subi.
Oh,
and I'm going. Yeah. And then out of fucking thin air comes a cop behind me, pulls me over probably within, like, right after the sign.
Yeah.
If not, just, like, right at the sign. I can't remember. But he was such a dick to me.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, I could arrest you right now for being, what was it? I was going, like, 20-something over the speed limit, technically, when he clocked me.
Wait, you were saying you're in Idaho?
Yeah.
And then you had Washington plates?
Yep. That's why.
Yep.
That's why
I had Washington plates in New Mexico. Yep. That's the only reason they pulled me over, because if I had New Mexico plates, they wouldn't have.
It sucked because I had to do an online class to get that ticket revoked off my... God. And it was a 3-day core, like, class.
That is so stupid.
And I had to take notes. I had to do everything on... I just had to sit there, and it was like a 2-hour each day. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and you still ranked Idaho at the top of your list. I ranked New Mexico on purpose at the very bottom of my list because that shit. The drivers in New Mexico suck. They don't know how to drive, and they're so aggressive.
Dicks. The cops in Idaho are dicks. The people there.
Some of them. Small towns sometimes.
I remember I was in Idaho with my family one time, and my dad got pulled over 3 times in one day. And got a ticket only once. But
nice.
He was so pissed. It was a beautiful thing.
Want to know why I pulled you over today? Yeah, because you're talking with the last cop that just pulled me over, and you're pranking me.
No, but
no, funny.
It sucked. But I was driving. Seth was with me because we went on a little trip to get away, I guess, and just kind of like, I don't know,
suck off.
Shut up. No, I was just visiting my grandma, and I was like, I don't want to go alone. Let me bring one of my buddies with, and he was like, yeah, bet. So we went there, but it was cool. But after I got pulled over, I was dead silent in the car the whole entire time to where we were going. And then I get out on this dirt road because we were on a dirt road, and I pull out my 9mm and I just start shooting the sign. Like, I just literally stop the car, like slam on the brakes, get it, like grab my gun out of the glove box, put the clip in, and I walk out. I'm just like, and then get back in, and I just kind of like sit there, and he was just like, "You okay, bro?" And I'm like,
no.
Pissed. I'm fucking livid.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah. For me, what sucked is the speed limit sign, because I went back on Google Maps, like, there's no way I missed this sign. So I looked back on Google Maps, and the sign was right next to this huge sign. I don't remember what it was for, if it was for coffee or something. So I looked at the big sign, didn't see the speed limit sign right next to it that basically said, I think it was 30, and I was going 45 because I thought it was 40. So I just kept going. Yeah. And like, you know what, I pulled you over today? I'm like, I have absolutely no idea. They're like, oh, you're going 45 and a 30. I'm like, I thought it was a 40. And he didn't care. So anyway, Colorado. Oh, shit. Where do I put Colorado? I think I'm putting it there. You've been to Colorado, right?
Yeah.
There's a few good things about it. I wouldn't live there.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
It's got the Rocky Mountains.
I put it in C.
I put it in C as well. I was like, well, it's got beautiful scenery for the most part. Yeah. There's like a couple areas you might want to go to, but
yeah.
I mean, it legalized marijuana. It was the first state to do that. So if that puts it up in your category or down, that's up to you. But
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So I put it where it's at because that's where it's at for me, baby. North Dakota.
Oh, we're going there now? Oh, yeah, because then it could just be a straight line, and we don't have to go at a fucking
North
angle.
Dakota. North Dakota.
I don't really know much about North Dakota.
It's basically another rectangle. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do the next one too, because just do both Dakotas.
Okay.
Speed things up a little bit. All right.
I put them both in C.
I put South Dakota in C and then North Dakota in D. There's absolutely fucking nothing in North Dakota other than corn. That's it.
I thought it was South Dakota.
South Dakota has Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just got them mixed up. Okay.
Yeah. So North Dakota is literally nothing but corn. And anyone who lives in North Dakota, come at me because your state is all corn, and I'm pretty sure you agree with me. It's like, there's the wall drug thing. Is that what it's called? Yeah, it's the one where there's a sign like every 50 miles, like you're this many miles from wall drug, come stop by, kind of thing. I think it's North Dakota is the state it's in, but I don't remember. I just know that a lot of them are there. And then South Dakota I put in C just because of Mount Rushmore. There's only a little bit other than that. Nebraska. Oh shit. Yeah, let's put it here. It looks like a fucking iron. I never realized that until now. It looks like an iron, like for clothes.
Yeah.
Clothing iron. I also put that one in D.
I put it in B.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing in Nebraska.
I've
been there, but it is so.
Yeah. If I can remember right, I don't know if I've been there or not.
I mean, it's red state, so it has that going for it. But otherwise, it's like.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I just put it in. I put it in B.
If I remember correctly, there's actually a lot of pigs in Nebraska.
I don't really know much about
I don't mean
Nebraska,
the women, but the pigs.
I basically just rated it because it's a red state.
All right, next one's my home state of Kansas, baby.
I know not jack shit about Kansas, so I'm going to put it.
Haven't you been to Kansas, though?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh. That's probably why you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about fucking Kansas.
I'm definitely biased in this fucking category. We actually don't have that much corn. I thought
it was corn.
It's wheat.
Oh,
we have more wheat.
And
okra. And sunflowers. A lot of fucking sunflowers. That's why we're the sunflower state. Go figure. It doesn't have a lot going for it. I still put it in S tier just because I'd live there. And it's mainly because of family. It's not even because of, other things specifically, but there's parts of Kansas that have redeeming qualities. Parts of Kansas City are pretty nice. Most of it's on the Missouri side as far as Kansas City goes, but Wichita, where I grew up, was pretty nice for the most part because it had the river going through it, so most of the areas around Wichita are pretty green. Now, if you go a mile outside of Wichita, it's all brown. There's no sugarcoating that, but yeah.
Oklahoma.
Let me see. Where do I want to...
I already ranked mine.
You ranked Oklahoma already? Mm-hmm. Shit. I also had family from here, too.
I love how you're drawing the state.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm fucking up here and there, but where'd you put it?
I put it in A+.
Oh, sweet. I put it in B tier. There's Oklahoma City is actually pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Went there last summer. This the dirt and the clay is red, which is strange.
Yeah.
The roads are pretty fucky, but some of them are nice. They've redone a lot of them, but some of them are a little fucky.
I think I have been into a small portion of Kansas. I take that back, but I do not remember it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been very much. You're just kind of driving through.
Texas, baby.
Texas. Yeah, I think I know where you're gonna put this, and this is gonna be the one that's hard for me to draw.
Texas, baby. Let's go. Fucking love Texas.
I think I did a pretty good Texas.
Yeah.
S tier, baby.
Yeah.
That's somewhere I would live. There's so much going for Texas.
Yeah, there is.
There's so much going for Texas.
Yeah. There's so much to do in Texas.
The fucking gun culture alone is so fucking nice.
The fishing culture too.
The
people there are fucking
you
fantastic.
Have an ocean, you have forests, you have major cities that aren't shitholes. It's it's just a great state. A great state. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Better stay red forever. If it starts going California, then you know what would happen? We just keep going back and forth from California to Texas.
Basically.
We fix all the shit that the libs break, But no, Texas, the small towns are pretty big.
We're not dog shitting on you personally. We're dog shitting in what you think is right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't leave the state that you think is a shithole after voting for the same shitty policies.
Yeah,
and then go to another state and vote for the same shitty policies. Just Just do what everyone else is doing because they know what they're doing.
Them as a person, like liberals, I've met a lot of cool liberals. I have some friends that are liberals.
Okay, liberals aren't the problem. I think it's leftists is the main term now. Yeah.
Like
it's the.
I call them Satanists.
The gender ideology, the race baiting, fucking soy boy, and fucking whatever you call them.
But, anyways, okay.
Scum of the earth, if you will.
Louisiana.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go down that way.
Oh, we are. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. There's jack shit in Minnesota.
Yes, there is. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, my Minnesota sucks. Oh God, I did awful with Minnesota. I think Minnesota's MN.
I put it in Dick.
I put it in Dick as well. I've driven through there before. I'd say driven.
I've never been there, but from what I know of Minnesota, then go suck my dick.
I think whenever Reagan. For the second term, Minnesota was the only state that voted against him. He could have had all the states, but Minnesota's the one that fucked it over for him. It's like, really? Minnesota, you shithole. Iowa. Oh, well.
I don't know much about Iowa.
I do. I've been there, and I was there for like 4 or 5 weeks for one vacation. I call it a vacation, but my dad was on a work trip, so. I think Iowa's IO, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put in C tier.
I did as well.
It's not like a super great state. It's not Tri-City area, I think. It's just kind of in a certain corner where all like Des Moines and then all the other ones.
If I have never been there and don't know much about the state, if I know a lot about the state but haven't been there, I'll actually do my own opinion. But if I don't know about it and never been there, I'll just kind of put it in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know, so I don't have a thought, so I'll give it some.
There's a lot of corn. It's basically like North Dakota with a little bit more population.
Okay.
Missouri.
Actually, have been in Missouri, and I do like it. I do like Missouri.
I'm actually gonna put it higher than I think most people would, and there's a reason for it. Oh, my Missouri sucks. Missouri's not MS, it's MR, I think.
I don't care.
Missouri, I put in A tier.
Really? Mm-hmm. I did too.
Yeah. Main reason being is currently right now they're trying to revoke the assault weapons ban or assault rifle ban. So where people can just buy automatic rifles if they want to. And it's so fucking great. I'm like, yeah, go Missouri. It's like, fuck yeah.
You don't hear they just did the
concealed carry or
no the thing with the ammo
here
with
as far as I know we still have to vote on it as a people.
It's already passed.
It's passed in the House, but we have to.
It's already been voted on.
We have to. Every law that is passed in this state, every law that is passed by the House or that people have to vote on it.
I don't think this one. Because I've already been told by
every law and even every increase in tax has to be passed also by the people. It has to go before the people before it can actually fully pass.
But I think it already did.
I don't think it did. I never voted for a law like that. As far as I know, that hasn't been passed yet. And even if it has, it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? You gonna jail me?
You can. Well, they just won't. You won't be able to buy them anywhere. You'll have to buy.
So go to Idaho and come back.
I mean, you could.
Yeah,
I guess. But
and also,
but I mean,
I'm not gonna get into that shit. But
bought in here, you're grandfathered in, so it's not like they're gonna be like, "Oh, you can't have that on you."
I'll have to look it up later.
Yeah,
that's like something else to talk about. Yeah. But yeah, no, Missouri's got the gun culture going for it. Branson, Missouri's pretty nice because it has like that one amusement park, Silver Lake or Silver something.
I went catfishing in Missouri.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they have some pretty big fucking catfish, especially in the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
Been to St. Louis too, in the Archway. It was pretty cool. Now
I haven't been there.
I tend to avoid cities for the most part. I mean, whenever we went, we just went to the Arch. But they had like this stupid film festival going on at the same time, and it just looked like not a great time. Arkansas.
I put it in B. I wouldn't already tell you mine.
Why did you tell me? What if it influences my decision? Then I'm
weak-minded.
Yeah, no, it won't. That's Arizona, so I think it's that's. I
literally put ARC.
Yeah, I put it in D tier.
Okay.
Because fuck you, my home state of Kansas. You're like, we're gonna call ours Arkansas. It's like, fuck you. You don't pronounce it Kansas, do you?
Louisiana.
I've not been to Louisiana yet.
I have.
I'm just gonna go off of what I've heard about culture-wise with Louisiana, and it looks like a fucking sock. So
I mean, you're not wrong. I put it in LA or A plus.
I put it in C. I've not been there. I've seen a couple things coming out of Louisiana that are pretty cool, but
yeah,
I don't know. St. Louis is kind of. Yeah. I mean, there's cool people that come from Louisiana, and the way they speak is really funny.
Yeah. Minnesota or
this is when we're gonna really fuck up because the states don't really go along the line at all.
Wisconsin.
Okay, Wisconsin.
I don't know jack shit about Wisconsin.
I don't want to put it in the worst one. I kind of stopped caring about my drawings.
But what I've heard from my friends that I do have there, it fucking sucks.
I'm sure it does. They tried to jail Rittenhouse. You remember that?
No.
Oh my god.
I don't really pay attention.
Kind of have a negative taste of
Where'd you put it?
Wisconsin. D. Put it in D.
I put it in fuck you.
I was tempted to put it in fuck you, but I've been there, and a couple of the places are nice.
I have not been there, so I guess if I've been there, it might have swayed my. What is it? Illinois?
Yeah, Illinois. Illinois.
I don't know anything about Illinois.
I do. Bit too much, I think.
Okay.
All right. This is where I put it. Is in fuck you.
I put it in dick.
If there wasn't Chicago, I would have put it in B tier. Chicago is the main reason why that state is fucked up. Yeah, it's like Chicago, one of the highest murder rates.
It is the highest.
Yeah, it's like
I think
the mayor sucks too.
Is it?
Anyone who lives in Chicago hates it unless they live in like the downtown area, Libby area. But if you go south Chicago, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You walk on the street at night, you take the wrong corner, you get shot. It's like, yeah, that's a great city to live in.
I think
otherwise,
the last time that I saw this thing that the murders per night was 124 per night.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous.
In Chicago alone.
If you remove Chicago, the state's actually a pretty good state.
We're gonna do Kentucky. How are we gonna do this?
Yeah, let's do Kentucky next.
Kentucky.
That one's a hard fucking state to draw.
Yeah. I have been there. I'm trying to think.
I have been there for NYC.
I'm trying to think what I thought about, like what I remember about it.
It looks like fried chicken. Have you noticed that if you put Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana together, you have like a chef, like with his chef's hat on. Iowa's like the head, Missouri's like the body, Arkansas's the pants, and Louisiana's the shoe. You see that? Where it's kind of like a person for Minnesota. Minnesota's the hat. Man. Iowa's the face and the head. Missouri's like the body area. Arkansas's the pants, and Louisiana's the feet.
I don't see that, bro. I do not see that.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, that doesn't help, does it?
No.
Oh. So this is the hat.
Yeah. I don't see a hat there, but okay.
This is the face. There's the nose and the eye. So if you take the face with the hat, here's the chest and the upper body.
Okay, I don't see the hat, but I see the face, the chest,
and then
the
here's
legs.
The pants.
The pants and the feet.
This is supposed to be a chef's hat.
I don't see how that could be a chef's hat.
You know, like the ones.
I understand what you're talking about, but
and then Tennessee's the pan, and then Kentucky's the chicken. It's a chef cooking a chicken. Someone showed that to me. I'm like, no, I cannot see it. Anyway, Kentucky, I put in A tier.
Okay.
Where did you put it?
I put it in B.
I put it in A tier. I've been there before, and as far as I can tell, the state's actually really cool.
From what I remember, it was a cool state.
And I would have like an inkling of I could stay in the state. I could live there if I had a reason.
I could live in Tennessee. I will say that.
True. I might actually. Yeah. Let's go into Tennessee then. I don't know how many views we're gonna get from this shit because most of the time when people do this, they edit the fuck out of it. So, I put it in S tier.
I put it in S tier.
I would live there.
Yeah, I would
in a heartbeat. Mississippi.
Mississippi. Yeah.
I may put this in the wrong one, but I gotta stick by what I did.
I wouldn't have done that.
I put it in B tier.
Okay, I put it in S tier.
I haven't been to Mississippi. That might be the main reason, but there's not a lot going for it from what I remember.
It's a cool ass state.
Okay. Well, maybe if I go there, I'll change my mind. But as far as now, it's in B tier, which is probably, that's where I'm going to put Alabama too. I'm just going to say it now.
Alabama.
You're going to put it higher just because the capital is your fucking last name.
No, Alabama's. I would put it in like A. I think I'm going to put it in A.
I put that one in B. I put them together. Forever.
Alabama. Okay.
Michigan. I know where I'm putting this.
Let's see, Alabama. Where are we going?
Michigan. So where this one?
Oh, we're going up now.
Yeah. I just wanted to go over a little bit so we can catch up on the underneath.
Michigan Googles.
Yeah, no, we don't have a great view of Michigan. F tier.
Yeah. Yep.
Straight to the bottom.
Straight fuckery.
And it's not just Detroit. You need to clean up more than Detroit before you're a good state. Go in timeout.
Yeah, honestly.
Get your shit together, Michigan.
What are we on now? Indiana?
Indiana.
I don't know jack shit about Indiana.
I've been there. I've been to a part of the state, and then it was mostly for Indianapolis because I had some national event that I had to go to.
I guess I'll just put it in the middle.
I put it in C tier. Yeah, okay. It's there's not a lot in Indiana. There's Indianapolis, and then there's like 2 other towns, but otherwise it's just nothing.
Okay, what's next?
Because we did Kentucky, we could go over to Ohio. So Ohio.
I don't know any. I don't know.
I've never been. My wife has though, and she has some family there. So. I don't have enough space in some of these categories. It's great.
I guess from what I just kind of heard, it's kind of a shit state.
I think from what I remember, Ohio has the highest concentration of astronauts. Come from Ohio. I'm pretty sure it's Ohio.
I put it in Dick.
I put it in B tier, to be honest.
Really?
The only bad thing about Ohio is Cleveland. That's it.
Yeah,
if you remove Cleveland, then it's pretty good. I wouldn't live there, but it's.
I guess I did put it off of.
And at least, your mic just cut out a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah.
I did put it in Dick tier just because of.
I mean, it's got the Great Lake to the north. Is the nice
You're right,
part.
but
it's pretty much just. I think it's just Cleveland.
I don't know.
So, how do you want to do this? You just want to go Maine and then just kind of come down this way.
I guess we can
and get all of those. So
we can. We're gonna start with Maine. Now.
Maine. lot of old people. A lot of old people.
Never been, but I do know.
They're one of the only states, including Nebraska, that has segregated electorates. So where it's like instead of all of the electorates going to one, there's 2 different like districts. So I think Nebraska is like 3, 2, and 2, and then 3, 1, and 1, and then Maine is like 2, 1, and 1. So depending on where you live, that's how your electorates go. It'd be like if we did that here, you have like Eastern Washington would only have like maybe 5, and then the rest of Washington would have whatever the remaining of what it was before minus the 5, so that the 5 in the rural area can vote however they want to, and then those in the city get to vote however they want to. So you give a little bit more power to rural areas. It's pretty nice. I put Maine in C tier.
Or put it in fuck you.
Why'd you put in fuck you? Old people?
Old people, I guess that's the...
What are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not... Okay, half broke off.
Oh, man, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. And so when I'm trying to screw it on, it's like...
When you're trying to screw it. Ooh.
I hate that.
I don't fucking care.
I don't know.
Anyway, you put it in F tier because old people?
No, I guess the
libs? As far as I know, Maine isn't actually that bad when it comes to it.
Really? I've heard it's pretty bad.
I've never been to Maine.
I've never been to Maine, but knowing a few people that have been there, they're like, it's fucking awful here. Like,
well, I don't know why they don't just move to the next state we're going to do, which is New Hampshire.
We don't want to...
New Hampshire, which
VT.
is the purple one, NH.
Okay.
It's right
Yeah, I see
here.
it. I see
Yeah.
it.
Actually, let me actually... Uh-oh.
What?
Are
we frozen?
Oh, shit.
Did it go to...
I don't know what happened. Hold on, let me fix it.
All right, we're going to
I don't know how
try to
long
figure
people
out...
haven't been able to see us, but that's great.
We're going to try to figure this out real quick. So, did it go to like a message?
I don't know what happened.
Oh, you fixed it.
There we go.
There we go.
Ah,
We're back.
it's because Justin's
Hello.
not here. Good luck,
Yeah.
Charm is gone.
Yeah, you can blame all this on Justin.
Yeah.
Our tech guy, I guess. We're going to call him.
Okay,
guy.
where did you put New Hampshire?
I haven't wrote it down yet.
Come on, hurry up, Daddy. I only put it there because I know a bit of information that you may not know. Never been.
I've never been, but I put it in Dick, just from some things I've heard.
New Hampshire actually put an A tier. And the main
Really?
reason is because a lot of, they're called libertarians, so they're just kind of like, don't fuck around with me, don't do anything with me, I won't do anything with you kind of attitude. And they've actually had the largest, like, they just picked a state, they picked New Hampshire, they just went there, and they have so much voting power that they've changed the entire, like, atmosphere of New Hampshire. It's fucking phenomenal. So I put it in A tier. I was like, sounds like a good experiment to go through. All right,
Interesting.
Vermont. Vermont actually has, surprisingly, one of the highest retention rate when it comes to gun, which you wouldn't assume considering it's Bernie Sanders' home state.
I put it in C.
I put in D. I would never go there. I would never go there.
I just don't know anything about it, to be honest.
When you have a senator who's a commie from your state, you're not a good state. He's a fucking commie. He literally honeymooned He honeymooned in the Soviet Union before it collapsed. Like why? I don't know why you do that. Massachusetts. Yeah, I know exactly where I'm putting this shithole. And anyone from Boston, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care what you say. You probably agree with me. You may get mad at me, but you're going to agree with me. Never been.
Never been either.
So you could say my opinion is skewed, but from what
Yeah.
I've heard,
I
this
put it
one,
in Dick.
no, this one belongs in fuck you.
Fuck you.
This one belongs in fuck you.
I know something, but not a lot.
It's not great. There's not a lot going for the state, I don't think. There's Boston, which I think has Harvard, I think. Don't call me on that, I don't remember, but it's not a great state. I don't think it is.
People from Boston are very passionate about their state.
I know that's true. Same thing with New York, though. Yeah. New Yorkers have always been like, yeah, New York. It's like, no, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's literally what I just.
And that's exactly what they would say. That's exactly what they say to themselves. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I don't know the fucking accent.
And then I think Boston's more like fuck. Go fuck yourself. It's like a little bit more Canadian, I think. But you'd have to just listen to
holy motherfucker.
Oh shit, Mark Wahlberg. A little bit, and then maybe you get that Boston accent going.
Yeah.
Oh,
God! Did it too.
Ow! Okay. It didn't actually hurt me. It's hurt my ears. Where are we now? Connecticut and Rhode Island.
To do. Oh my God.
Oh man, all right, but man, I'm seeing that my trend seems to be that I'm putting a lot in D tier. Holy shit.
Really? I'm putting
con. The smallest state of the union has a lot of old people again, but all right, Rhode Island I put in C tier.
Really, I put it in Dick tier.
I put
not
Connecticut
Dick tier. Sorry,
I
put Connecticut in Dick tier, and then Rhode Island in fuck you.
I put Rhode Island in C. Why'd you put it in fuck you? As far as I've heard, it's a beautiful state.
Am I?
I mean, the politics alone is probably shitty. Anywhere there is pretty bad.
What I've heard, and then it's like
it's mainly an ocean state. There's a lot of ocean around. In fact, that's why their flag has the anchor on it, because they're very.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how to. Anyways, let's just move on.
New York State. Here we go.
Big fuck
yeah, exactly. New York, you're fucking up the union. Stop it. You're acting like a fucking child. Go kill yourself. I mean, don't actually kill yourself, state, because that would be pretty bad for the rest of us. And you know what? I'm going to say this politely. Get rid of New York City. Just get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a festering pile of shit. If you get rid of the city, then the state does pretty well. So
but just because New York, the actual city, it goes to fuck you. If it wasn't for that, it is an actual
it's like
beautiful
Illinois.
It's a beautiful state.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Upstate's pretty nice. It's from what I heard. Although I've heard that they have toll roads up the wazoo, which is like, go fuck yourself. I already paid taxes for these fucking roads, and you want to charge me more? It's like, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Even if it is like a private company, it's like, go fuck yourself. Pennsylvania.
I know jack shit about Pennsylvania.
I've been there once when I was like 8, but I actually think I'm putting this higher than it deserves, but I put it in Dick tier.
I put it in C because I know jack shit about it.
The Steelers come from there. So would you put it lawyer?
Yeah, I'd probably put it in Dick tier.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, they got the Steelers. Oh, and then where do the New England Patriots come from? Well, I guess they're not bad anymore.
New England? That's
Tom Brady.
Isn't that New York? It's New York.
No, I thought it was a different state than New York, because New York already had so many.
I think it's New York. New England. I don't know. I'm not big into football anymore. I used to be.
Yeah, but then they kind of just.
And then they started
went to
kneeling,
the shitter.
And then they started kneeling.
Yeah.
And lost all of my fucking respect.
Yeah. It's like you're playing a fucking game. Just play it.
Yeah.
Don't get into the politics. You're only
exactly.
Things worse.
Just stop. Yeah. Okay, what are we doing next?
New Jersey. New Jersey.
New Jersey can go fuck itself.
Yeah, exactly. Go fuck yourself, bud. You have one of the most restrictive gun laws in the entire union. The only way that you can get a gun, because it's a may issue state, which basically means we don't issue state, is if you're popular in some way. Like if you're a celebrity, then you get a gun. If you're not a celebrity and you're just a little pleb, no, you can't get a gun. It's like and they arrested some older lady for just crossing into New Jersey because she had a gun. The cop pulled her over. She was being polite. She's like, hey, I have a concealed carry. There's a gun in the car kind of thing. And the officer's like, all right, step out of the vehicle. They arrested her, put her in jail for 3 years because she was in New Jersey with a gun, even though she just barely crossed the border. That's how fucking stupid that state is. I'll never visit that state, especially with a gun. Holy shit. And then also DC, if we want to do extra category, fucking DC can go shit itself. I'm not even going to draw you. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's fuck you. I wasn't even going to give it the respect.
In DC, you can be arrested for having a magazine.
You can be arrested for having a dick.
That's
for
true.
all I care.
Yeah, that's true. But in DC, the magazine doesn't have to even be loaded. Just having the magazine is enough to get you arrested. Just the magazine of a gun, not a gun, not the rounds in the magazine, just the magazine. It's the shittiest fucking. It's not even a state. I don't even know why.
Lied to me.
I don't even know why they get any voting power. They're not even a fucking state.
Yeah.
They get like what 2 or 3 electorate votes. It's like, and they always vote the same. It's like they're not a state. They're supposed to be impartial because it's the capital of the United States. But it's so stupid. It's like you wouldn't. I mean, I guess they would. It's like it'd be like saying Chicago has their own electorates. They're their own like quasi-state, and then Seattle has its own quasi. It's the same thing with DC. So I guess I skipped Delaware. Delaware, where our current president is from. If that changed anyone's mind. I've been there. From what I remember, the people are actually pretty nice. We even played bingo with some older people when I was younger. And they were really nice.
I just put it in dick tier.
I put it in dick tier too. There's not a lot going for it. It's mostly ocean, so it's got a lot of that East Coast. There's not a lot on the inside, even if you go to the inside. So, and Maryland. Yeah, I know where I'm putting this. I know where I'm putting this. And some people may disagree with me, but
I put it in fuck you.
I put it in fuck you too. Maryland, you gotta clean up your shit. You gotta clean up your shit. I swear. Same goes for you, San Francisco, but I mean, not as literally with Maryland.
I mean, LA.
Baltimore alone. If you remove,
to be honest,
if you remove Baltimore, then you're good for the most part. But Baltimore is not doing great. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to see cities which are supposed to be like human engineering and just marvels of the human mind just get fucked up because people who know nothing about shit are like, I want this. West Virginia. Mountain Mama.
Yep.
Take me home. Country road. You know?
I don't really know much about West Virginia.
You know what? I know where I'm going to put it. Because it deserves this. It deserves this.
Really?
Yeah. S tier. I'd fucking live in West Virginia.
I put it in C just for the fact I don't know much about it.
No, I'd fucking live there. Now, Virginia.
Oh, holy mother of God.
Which, if I don't have like the streams chat open, so I don't know if anyone's actually listening right now because your friends are from Virginia. They may actually agree with us on this one. Well, you know what? You've redeemed yourself recently, so I'm actually there's some forgiveness there.
I don't really know much about it.
There's some forgiveness there. It's one of the worst states when it comes to driving laws. In fact, if I remember correctly, it's like 1/10 to 1/3 of the population doesn't have a license because it is ridiculous driving through the state and how often they ticket people and how difficult it is to get your license again. They just drive without it. So, Virginia is one of the worst states to drive through.
I put it in C just because I don't know anything about it, to be honest.
I was going to put it in F tier just because it's a pretty shitty state, and then I put it in D tier because you guys redeemed yourself a little bit when it comes to like all of the school stuff. They voted for their current governor because most of their governors have all been blue. They've all been Democrat, pretty staunch Democrats too.
I mean,
but they just voted for a Republican governor because they're fed up with the fucking education system. Basically saying, we know better than you parents. You shouldn't have any say in the fucking education system. So got voted the fuck out. That was kind of nice. So Virginia, you're on a winning. You're on a winning streak. So I didn't put you in F tier. North Carolina. I don't really know much about North Carolina.
Jack shit
as far as I know, it's a pretty state. Like, I haven't been. It's one of the 15 states I haven't been to. But as far as I've heard, because you can kind of see on the East Coast, there's a lot of area where there's ocean.
I mean, it's probably beautiful.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's a pretty nice state.
I put it in C.
I put it in B tier just because it maybe has that ocean going for it. And we're getting to the end, and I'm starting to get tired. South Carolina. I've heard some good things about South Carolina, but I've also heard some bad things. So, oh man, this one's actually kind of difficult. Where do I want?
I just put it in
I think
C.
I think I'm gonna put it where North Carolina is.
If I don't know much about the state, again, I'll just kind of put it on C.
Georgia.
Georgia.
I don't know why I got this one. I think I know where I'm putting this one. I don't think I'd ever live there. And maybe it's because I haven't really visited there very much, but I put mine in C tier.
I put it in C tier as well.
Yeah, it's just Atlanta is starting to fuck up the state a little bit. Just a little bit.
And then Florida?
Oh, hell yeah, Florida, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking S tier. Woo!
Yep.
I think we only faltered. I did not draw Florida very well, but
Florida, I give it a little bit of a D ranking, but it's still in my S tier. But just because of
the hurricanes is a big issue for me.
No, it's
Miami. Oh my god. Yeah.
Miami's a piece of shit of it.
Yeah, but it's got strippers and cocaine. Looking for a good time, just go to Miami.
I mean, that's honestly like for my funeral, of course. Bring my corpse down to Miami, have some strippers do coke off my ass.
You can rent some pretty nice cars down there, 2 Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Florida, I mean, it's a cool state. It's beautiful.
Just went down there last winter to Disney World in Orlando.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's cool. People are actually pretty nice. There's quite a bit to do down there as well. As far as I know,
it's the most open state right now too.
Yeah,
and the governor's doing pretty good. So
yeah, so I think
that's
it.
That's it. So
for it,
in my S tier, I have Kansas, Texas, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Florida.
I have Idaho, Texas, Tennessee, Mississippi, and then Florida.
And then in F tier, I have Oregon, California, New Mexico, Illinois, Michigan, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, DC for the bonus, and then Maryland.
You know who you are when I put you in. When I put you in my fuck you tier.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read that because I can't even read my own handwriting.
You're like, I'm going to write it down, but that's why I drew it out. That's why.
Yeah.
Look at my beautiful drawing. I'm an artist. Pay me, please. I don't make any money. I'm useless to society. I don't actually contribute anything.
Yeah, you're basically just like New York.
Yeah. Where? Hold on. Oh. Because normally, if I'm doing this stream. Oh, well, what else were we going to talk about? Hold on. Now that we finished this, we got about an hour.
We got to figure it out. Go to
what was animal
YouTube.
Yeah,
animal abuse.
Well, not animal abuse, just treatment of animals.
Treatment, yeah, but
generally speaking. Let me see here. For some reason, it's not pulling us up on YouTube, so we're just making sure that we're actually live streaming, because it would kind of suck to go through that entire fiasco for a second time. Hey, yeah, there we are.
There we are.
As long as I don't hear myself. Nope, that doesn't work.
Sorry, just one moment.
Do that, but I need to mute it so we don't hear ourselves echo. And on YouTube, so we're just making sure that All right. Sweet.
Cool. Can you see the comment? How did Justin pull up the comment section just to make sure we didn't miss any?
Yeah. Oh, nah. Slider's too small. All right, Smith. Oh no, there's no one saying anything.
Oh man.
No one here. They don't love us because Justin's not here.
Yep. That's the full purpose of why we're doing such dog shit.
Also, notice that the video keeps lagging here and there, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So,
all right.
If they can hear us at least clearly, then
animal treatment.
Yep.
When and when not to kick it.
I mean, that's one way of talking about that.
If it's smaller than your foot, punt it.
No, I say squash that shit like a bug. It doesn't deserve to be here. Oh my God.
Chihuahuas aren't dogs.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Chihuahuas,
they're varmints,
Shih
in my
Tzus, like the Schnauzer types, Pomeranians.
Pomeranians are my
Bichon Fruges, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure.
Pomeranians and
oh my God, the
and Chihuahuas
spawn.
Are my two least favorite, probably animals on this planet.
It's the weirdest thing for a small animal to be so fucking mean, but the big animals are like sweethearts.
Oh, they're loving, dude.
Yeah.
I want a pit bull,
I want
a Rottweiler. Bad. So fucking bad.
I just want the fattest fucking head of a pit bull, and then I want like a Newfie or Saint Bernard, like just a huge fucking dog, or even did I say Newfoundland?
Newfoundland.
Yeah, those are pretty cute.
the big.
They're like fluff balls.
Is it bear dogs? Basically. Yeah. They have the other name for bear
They're
dogs.
so sweet. They're so sweet.
Yeah. Do you remember the one up at winter camp?
Oh my God, yeah.
Just a big fucking teddy bear.
I know.
Oh, he was such a docile dog. He was just like, wow.
Humans. So that's not when to kick.
Yeah. No, that is hug time.
There's so many people. They're like, how could you say such a thing to Chihuahuas? It's
dude,
like, because they're the lowest quality dog that you can think of. The only acceptable, in my mind, the only acceptable small dog is the pug because it's funny. It's okay. Stop breeding them, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, let them go extinct.
But they're funny.
just let them go.
Whenever the breed of the species starts going,
they're just to fucking breathe. Yeah, just to fucking breathe.
When they're the Darth Vader. I'm a little bitch. I can't even do the Darth.
I don't even know if I can do it.
That one, yeah. See. Here's the thing. I love English bulldogs, and they have the same fucking problem. But they're so fucking cute when they're.
I just like pit bulls. Pit bulls, man.
And I like the English bulldog, because they're so fucking lazy. So I'm like, that's my personality. I don't want a dog that's like running around all the time, like, come play with me. It's like, I got shit to do, man.
We have a golden retriever.
Oh, okay. Most golden retrievers aren't like yours.
Have you ever heard of a golden retriever being like, you can't come over, my dog is so mean? It's a golden retriever.
Oh, they're so sweet.
They are such loving personality dogs.
Now, people confuse different types of labs with golden retrievers, and some labs
I'm talking about the red hair golden retriever.
You can also have the golden retriever too.
Yeah, like the lighter. It looks exactly like the red hair. God damn, bro.
Sick. Vanilla wafer.
I'll speak. Wait, say that again.
Want a vanilla stick?
Say. I can't even stand up straight. Say sit.
Sit. Want a vanilla stick?
Nope. Speak.
Fuck! Yeah, okay. I was like, where the fuck are you going with that?
It was a fucking meme. I thought you would catch on because it was a dog.
You're telling me to say something right after I asked you a question, and you just threw me off. I can see myself get confused here.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Anyways.
Wait, hold on. I'm seeing it's a little laggy, so I'm gonna try to pull up a little bit.
That could be a reason. Yeah, we don't have our shit together tonight.
Because of Justin.
Yeah, it is because of Justin.
sound. Yay.
I could hear it through my headset.
The fan?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I don't hear it.
You don't hear that?
Well, no, it's over there, but I don't hear it coming through. That, like, if you take off your headphones and you put them on.
No, I can hear it through.
I can't. Just take off your headphones and then put them on, and you'll see that there's no difference.
Yeah, I can hear it like my headphones weren't on.
Put them on. There's no difference.
Yeah.
That means it's just on the outside.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Did I just say that wrong? Did I just...
Because you said it's through the...
No, I could hear it through.
Oh, God.
Through.
I'm falling apart. Can we go back to animals?
Okay. Through my earmuffs that I have on my head. My fancy...
They're not called earmuffs.
I don't give a fuck.
They're called headphones.
I can hear them through the squishy, mushy part of...
So can I.
Yeah, so that's what I was...
Yeah.
Anyways,
I need to stop clicking the pen.
I know, that's why I put it down.
I need to put it away from... Because I'll just keep picking it up like this. Fucking piece of paper. Alright.
Yay!
Animals.
Colby. Crashed and burned.
So... I guess you could go into treatment of animals too, which I think a big part of it's factory farming for me is kind of hard for me to deal with. Because a lot of...
Making sure it's cooling down. Nope.
It's getting there. It'll be fine, I'm sure. And it could also be that I need to close out that one, and then I'll just kind of make this smaller, and that should help. Yeah,
really?
It brought it down a little bit. So, like, vegans have some headway when it comes to treatment of animals, as far as like when to make you feel guilty about what you eat. And I took this.
I'll straight up go to a grocery store, be like, "Oh yeah, forgot his friend." Grab
exactly.
Package.
Yeah.
I will do that.
But I took this ethics class in college. And during it, we discussed pretty dense topics or pretty tough topics to talk about. One of them was that. So they're presenting the argument as far as how we treat animals and how we should treat animals, that kind of thing. And it showed a video of factory farming. And from what I remember, it's pretty traumatizing when you watch the video. I think it's supposed to make you feel kind of emotional about it, but... At first, I couldn't explain my positions very well, so I couldn't, in the class, basically explain my position as to why I don't think there's anything morally wrong with eating animals, even though I'm seeing what that brings.
There's nothing wrong with eating animals. Now, the process
what they do is
nowadays is horrible.
Yeah.
The process on how chickens, cows.
They literally... Chickens shit on each other on these cages because it's just cages on top of cages on top of cages.
Well,
they'll eventually I think they actually snip the fucking beaks too to prevent them from clucking sometimes. And then they'll peck each other to death sometimes. Like, oh my God. And then they'll overfeed them to the point where they can't walk anymore. It is the nastiest fucking shit.
It's sad. It really is sad.
Yeah, it's like... But I can acknowledge that that's wrong, but can still say that it's okay to eat an animal, especially if you're talking about like hunting.
Yeah.
Because you're actually saving animals doing that.
On more of my religious beliefs, God gave you everything on this planet to survive.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not telling you how to live because I live this way as well. But why are we going to McDonald's for food when God gave us literally things that grow out of the earth, animals that are here for us to eat?
Because it's convenient.
It is convenient. And you know what?
$2 for that versus like $50 of licenses and ammunition. Like, let's say you already have a gun.
You know what? There's something about hunting, and it's like the skill. It's being one with nature.
Spiritual.
I mean, it kind of is in a way, though, if you were to actually think about it. I mean, just like fishing for me, it's like so peaceful, calming.
Not for me sometimes, man. You get that one snag and it just ruins your day. You're like,
you're right.
Fuck!
Or, yeah. I mean,
or you have a big fish on and then it comes off right before.
Right.
Oh
like you could see the fish and it comes off and you literally watch it swim away.
You're like, dinner.
You're literally like crying.
That would have been my personal best.
Yeah, but I mean, in those aspects, I mean, yeah, it's shit. But I'm just saying, like, the general, just being outside, it's quiet, it's peaceful. You get kind of like one with nature. I mean, you see like the bald eagles.
And you got that one owl. Just screaming the whole time. There are owls here.
Yes,
that
screech
will
owls.
Just scream at the top of their fucking tiny lungs.
There's a few different types of owls here, but the screech owls.
And some of them even kind of sound like a dying cat. Is kind of what it sounds like.
You know what? I didn't see many owls. Okay, I told you that story when I went on a sunrise hike, and it was it took about 2 to 3 hours to get up there. And then anyways, we got there before dark
because that one's on Mount Rainier, right?
Yeah And it was you go through whatever what is that little town?
Elby?
No.
Oh, is it further up the mountain?
No. It's not on the main part where you would think about hiking Mount Rainier. You go through Ording.
Oh, you're going that way?
Yeah.
Shit.
Hold on. No, but you go up a different way. What is it called?
I wish Justin were here.
Okay, Ording. Okay, you go down to is it South Prairie? You go down to South Prairie. And then there's a little town. Carbonado. You go past Carbonado. I don't know if you know where Carbonado is. There's Carbonado.
Okay.
Ording, Carbonado. You go up here.
Okay. Yeah, I know where you're talking.
And
it's like White Pass.
It doesn't go. It has a dead end area.
Oh, okay.
It eventually ends off, and it's at a river.
Okay.
That comes off the mountain from a glacier.
And that's where you got the owl.
And
well, you didn't get it.
We were up. We were 7 miles up. That was how long. That's how far it was. Let me tell you something. We were sitting in the dark. We were laying all on different trees, like against different trees, just kind of like chilling because we were pretty tired.
Yeah.
And because we started this hike at like 2 a.m. and we finally got there at it took about 4 hours to get there.
Okay.
And so like I was just laying against a tree, quiet. I'm just sitting there, eyes closed, still dark out. And then I think it was either right above me or the tree next to me. There was an owl, and it just went. It was like I literally just opened up, and I was like looking and making sure that it wasn't just a mass murder, like right there at the corner. Like I was expecting to just be like, it was such an eerie sound. It didn't sound like an owl to me, and it didn't. It wasn't a screech owl. It was a different kind of owl, and I literally was just like.
Yeah, no, nature be scary sometimes.
Just expecting to see someone right there with a fucking hatchet, and I'm just be like, this is the time where I die because I have my gun on my hip.
You're like, oh, thank God.
I have my gun on my hip, and I'm like, and I'd even reach for it. I was just like, at that point, I'm like, whatever's right here, I accept my fate.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just like,
no, you pull it out, you're like, nah.
But
if anyone's gonna take me out, it's me.
Terrifying. Anyways, animal
abuse, porn. Wait.
Basically concentration camps for animals.
Oh my God,
that's what they are.
Yeah, these factories.
I mean, and in the aspect of things,
because like they put pig pens so close together that the pigs can't lay down. Like they have to stand the whole time. It's and then the way that they kill the animals, they put them on a conveyor belt, and the cow behind the cow that gets killed starts like acting up because it realizes, oh shit, the one in front of me just died and I'm next, kind of thing. It's like, that's some fucked up shit. It's like, at least do it behind closed doors kind of thing. But no, just to be like human beings on a conveyor belt, you don't know what's going on. And you finally get chewed down and you hear.
It's like
the
movie Saw.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden one person dies because they didn't follow the rules, or like,
Squid Game.
Squid Games, yeah. Yeah, that. They're like, oh, they didn't think about
and then
what
just
actually
panic.
was going on.
It's weird to see an animal panic. It's like
it's sad.
Yeah.
It's like they realize in that moment what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. It's like that's so. You know, treat it like a dog. Like, take it out, have its best day ever.
Give it chocolate, just everything that it wants. Oh shit! I missed.
You know, like have that little time to be. Like,
you just. Oh no! You just keep shooting it. You keep missing. You're like, no.
Yeah. No, I mean.
I don't know if I could actually come to terms with taking a dog out back that you've had for your entire life, and you just.
I already know what you're gonna pick, but for the audience, cat or dog?
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured for you.
Yeah. No shit.
I like cats personally.
I want a pet that actually shows some affection, like as if they love me. With cats, you may get it. With dogs. If you pick the right breed, you will get it.
Okay.
Like if you're pitting the best dog versus the best cat, that's very similar. But if you're taking like the average, dog's better.
You're right on that.
Yeah.
But cats,
because if you take the worst dog and the worst cat,
I like their independence. They're independent.
Yeah, but then they shit in a box and you have to clean it up. Whereas with the dog, you just let it out back for like 10 minutes and it comes back in. So it's not.
It's still like apples and oranges, you know, because I mean, you still have to clean the shit up outside if you're going outside. I know you guys never really did, but I mean, you know, you go outside and you clean up all your dog shit.
If it's the same, then sure.
But, you know, so it's like, and a lot of people, you know, live in apartments and stuff like that where they have to bring baggies and grab it.
Well, no, you have the 20-pound limit with most apartments, so cats are actually better in that regard because if you get a 20-pound dog, it's not really a dog.
No, it's not.
It's like, these apartments are really nice,
but
I can't have a dog above 20 pounds, which is like, I'm limited to like four breeds.
Can I help you?
Yeah. Oh. It's not really good because it's off-brand, but it's like $3 cheaper, so it's like, let's try it.
You could definitely taste the $2 cheaper.
Yeah, but right now, it's like as expensive as gas is getting. Holy shit. Ooh. I just come upon this question. Do you think crying is a sign of weakness or strength?
It depends.
Yep, depends on the situation for me. If you cry, if you're an adult human and you cry over mundane things, you're weak.
Mm-hmm.
However, if your dog just died, like I've seen a grown man cry because he saw his dog get run over in front of his eyes, and just me looking that man in the eyes almost made me want to cry because you can see that that's a lot of pain. So if you have to undergo a lot of pain before crying, wait, does this actually say like strength? Oh. Crying's like a sense of vulnerability. So if you don't care if people see you cry, then that's strength. But if I don't know.
Okay,
that's tough.
I've known people. Now, of course, it can be hormonal. I'm talking more women. You know, I've known women to literally just cry, be just all of a sudden because they're crying. Like it's like nothing happened. Yeah. They just couldn't stop it.
That's not their fault.
I understand that. So therefore I don't think you're weak. Now, if you're like, oh my god, my Starbucks drink wasn't the right order.
I asked for a whip and they didn't give it to me.
They messed up on the caramel sauce and not the caramel.
Oh my god.
They didn't give me the right caramel.
But
now you're fucking weak and go rot in a cell and die.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on.
Scum on this fucking earth. Like, leave.
So there are points where
don't actually die.
Crying.
Just go to What, New York?
Yeah, but is there a point where someone cried that you've seen where it actually showed how strong they were, kind of thing, or?
No.
I have at times, but it has more to do with their. So you have like strong leaders, and in order to look up to a leader, you have to see them as being strong in some way. So for a leader to give into a vulnerability and cry in a situation, even though you typically want them to convey strength, I think actually is stronger to cry in that moment than to hold back tears.
I saw my dad cry one time in my life. And that was not even when his mom died. And I forgot what it was from.
Yeah, but could that prove that was strong?
Okay,
you remember that moment so much because there's so much power.
I mean, I guess. Okay, wait. I do take that back. He didn't cry. He got teary-eyed with me when when my grandma died, his mother, and he got teary-eyed with me. He was talking about her, and he was like, he was starting to get emotional, and he was holding it back. But I mean, actually seeing tears come down his face. Yeah, only once, and I don't really remember why. I just remember seeing him, and I was like, holy shit, what's going on?
Yeah, it's like, something bad's happening.
Yeah.
So
I mean, my dad nearly cut off his thumb one time, and I never saw the...
So it's not that crying is... depending on the situation, it can be a sign of weakness, but whether or not it's strength, I would say in most cases, it's not a sign of strength.
No, it's not.
It does show that you're...
emotional.
No, it shows that you're willing to be vulnerable in certain situations, which I think
you have more feelings than others. I feel like.
I think vulnerability sometimes, when you're vulnerable, can actually show how strong you are, at least in humility. Because if you're so prideful about everything, there's no strength.
I think that I haven't cried in such a long time, and that's even from my father dying. I think I got teary-eyed, or maybe a tear came out, but I don't count that as crying. Crying, I see as you're crying. You can't stop it, or you can't.
It's one of those.
And it wasn't like I'm stopping it when my father died. It was just like I got teary-eyed. One came out, and then like I wanted to cry so badly, but I just couldn't.
See, for me, luckily enough, if I have that, I'll start crying.
Oh, no.
So it's a blessing and a curse, really, because when I really feel like I want to cry, I can cry, but. That also means in times where I don't want to cry, I fucking cry anyway, but it's a give and take. It really is, because I have had both. My father never cries. The only time that I know of that he cried was when my sister passed away. So in my family, I have my oldest sister. She was the firstborn. And then between her and then my two older brothers, because they're twins, there was another daughter. And unfortunately, she just... didn't make it, and that's, as far as I know, the only time that my dad has ever cried. So my dad doesn't cry very often. My oldest brother doesn't cry, and I remember whenever Allie was basically about to be put down, they're almost... envy is not the right word. They saw that in that moment, they felt the same way, they just couldn't convey it the same way. So they're like, to be honest, right now, I'd feel better if we could, but we can't. It's like a curse and a blessing to not cry in certain situations. Just like crying is a cursing and a blessing.
Like there's times where literally I want to start crying and I'm closer to the point of crying when...
And then you're so focused on the crying that you stop thinking about the crying. Yeah.
When I'll have such a stressful day that like I feel like crying. And I'm like, I have the emotion of crying in my body, but I will not show it.
Yep.
You could tell that I'm stressed just in the face. Like in this face, you can tell that I'm stressed, but like I can't cry. And now, when my dad died, like I felt that, but it was a different emotion. It was a different feeling of like I'm so frustrated, I'm so stressed, I'm so overwhelmed. I can't do anything right now. My brain literally just like goes off, and I'm just like, I can't work, I can't do anything at this moment. Like I feel bad.
That's when your dad died?
No.
That's the emotion, or was it more like despair when your dad died?
It was like what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like
it's more like
almost kind of feels like a hopeless point.
Yeah,
I think.
It is more of like
it's like seeing the strongest person in your life, and then they die and you're like, I thought they were invincible kind of thing. I feel like that's how I would view it a little bit. Because if my dad died that way, I'd been like, huh. It's like it would make me reevaluate myself. I'm like, I'm weaker than him, so holy shit. It's like, how weak am I?
You know,
knocked me off my ass.
My ass. You know, not to be like, you know, me. I think me and my dad were pretty similar.
Yeah.
Very similar in our strengths. But I mean, I'm strong because of him. But now I will say, I don't think my dad was No, I can say he was stronger than me. Not.
He didn't look it, but I think he was.
I mean, just mentally and physically. I mean, my dad was a strong dude. Yeah. He just didn't look it.
Yeah.
He was like that hidden strength.
He's that Irish strong, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, just like you get a sip of alcohol in you, and then you're just like fucking breaking the
top of the morning to you.
Yeah. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he was never violent or anything. Like, he never... Like, I think I saw him get, like, outrageous, like, a few times and, like, maybe break something or throw something. Like, a few times. Yeah. And it was mainly because he was doing something outside, like, working on something or...
I remember. We helped him move a fridge.
I do, yeah.
I was so fucking pissed that day. I was like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll
and
just
most of it,
around, not say anything.
Most of it was, I think it was from work too.
Yeah, and he would just bring it home. And
and then
he's so frustrated. Some of the little shit would just get to him. Like if he had like headphones in, like he wouldn't. But if he had headphones in and it got caught on the door, he would just punch a hole through the door.
Probably.
Kind of attitude.
He was in that. I think the maddest I've ever seen my dad, or it was with me in Austin. We went to Hawaii. Do you remember when me and Austin went to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Okay. The maddest I've probably ever seen my dad.
Why?
Because we did not tell him where we were going, even though we were in the condo, but we were catching the lizards.
Oh.
And it was nighttime, and we didn't say anything because we just got sidetracked. Like we were on our balcony, you know, or like the floor, but just out on whatever.
Yeah.
And we were just catching them off like the doors, the pillars and stuff like that. And we're just trying to catch how many we can get. Well, a few hours go by and now we're on like the 3 buildings down. Like actual separate buildings.
Yeah.
And my dad has no idea where we are. We're in a different state.
I could see why.
I understand it, but at the time, of course, like you're a kid, you get caught up in like the fun and
He's
whatever.
like, oh shit, my kids have been kidnapped.
About that. Yeah, like something terrible happened to his kid.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, when he found us, I don't think I've ever been more scared. All the lizards you caught are just like. Because most of the time, whenever my dad got angry and took it out on, like, sometimes he would project it onto people.
Yeah.
Which he did it more often than I would like. But my dad really didn't get angry that much, but when he did, it wasn't towards necessarily you. It was...
He just say stuff out in the... It's kind of like a mechanic. Like, fuck the fucking engineer.
And then, like, if you were to come help him, he would be like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, take it out on you,
I do that shit, too. It's like, I need to do it myself. Don't.
Yeah.
If you help me, I get mad.
Yeah.
Don't help me.
Yeah. So it was kind of like that most of the time, but at the same time, but like, no, I've never feared my dad more in that moment than, but like at that time, like I was scared shitless, but my reaction is laughing. And it's never helped because it was the same thing with my mom, because every time she acted up and got mad and like yelled at me, right? Like actually yelled at me, I would just start laughing because I'd think it's funny. And I would, because I don't do well with people.
That's a great way to get beat.
No, when people are really angry at me for whatever, and it's most of the time it's stupid fucking reasons. It's because they're having a bad day and whatever I did wasn't just right. It works. It just wasn't the way they would have done it.
Yeah.
They see that as just outlandish in that moment, and they just lay into me, and then I just start laughing because I don't feel necessarily uncomfortable, but I don't know how to quite explain that.
Okay, this actually brings up another topic for me anyway. There was 2 people in my life. Actually, 3 now that I can think of. 3 people in my life where they're always calm and collected and very patient.
Okay.
Just generally speaking, one of the most patient individuals you'll ever see. Seeing them snap with anger because you never see them angry, it's the weirdest thing, but you're like so much more afraid of someone who never gets angry when they get angry than the one that's angry all the time. Yeah. It's a weird effect. Like Tim Edgebert never got angry. From what I remember, Timmy. He didn't get angry that much. He was very patient with us, even when we would like interrupt him, and he'd just be patient with us.
I've seen him be firm, not angry. There's a difference.
There was one time, and I don't think you were there. There was a kid that tried to trip me on purpose, and I was a big kid, so it was pretty fucking difficult to do. And he said something to me. He's like cussed me out or something. And Tim, I didn't even see him. He was right behind us, and he grabs this kid by the back of the collar because he was wearing like a plaid shirt or something. Grabs him by the back of the collar, lifts him off the ground, and he's like, "We're going." And he just took him outside. I'm like,
do you remember? This is when one of my good friends now, because I see him occasionally, Low V.
What? Which friend? Okay, yeah.
So remember back when he was kind of a little shit? He was
never little.
Okay, I'm talking more, I guess, metaphorically. He kind of went through a phase where he was just a dick.
Yeah.
He was just a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And I remember...
I think that was before he did football or any kind of team
sport.
It
was.
Yeah.
And he was in the crowd with all of them.
That's, yeah.
Man.
Let's not bring any names up.
And anyways, we were doing an event outside in the back parking lot.
Okay, yeah.
And they tied my hands and feet, and then Logan came up behind me and pushed me down, and my hands were behind me on the cement.
I remember that.
And my feet and my
I remember
face
this is when Tim got really mad too, right?
I don't know who was there, but Eric and Kelly, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think they'd be
that's
fine.
First name.
Yeah, Eric and Kelly they didn't do anything about it.
Oh my god.
No one got angry. No one stood like
I don't remember if I saw that. I don't think I was there.
I was like, hey, I want to see if I can get out of this. Like, we're just having fun like that. But then he just came up from behind me and was like, boop, pushed me over. Anyways, no, I was like, I was really disappointed, and it was just like, why did no one, like the youth leaders were there and they didn't do jack shit about it. And like, I still have the scar underneath my chin for when my chin, because I landed. Boom. Yeah. And I mean, I could have broken my teeth. I could have really actually hurt my face.
If I was in that situation, I was the adult, I've been like, hey! You don't fucking do that. You could have killed him. Like, you know how easy it is to kill somebody just to push them over on a concrete and they hit their head and they're fucking dead? Don't you do that shit again. And just be like, if I see you do that again, you're not coming back to this church. I can guarantee that shit. It's like, no, check yourself.
I think that was...
Like, God.
That was the only...
I've seen videos of people dying that way.
Yeah.
Being pushed over, hit their head on the concrete.
Yeah, and I couldn't...
Yeah. You couldn't catch yourself.
My hands were tied behind my back, and I just remember I'm like, panic because like it was happened so quickly because I mean he like pushed me and I was just flying forward. I didn't have time to like roll. It wasn't like a slow like.
I think in my mind he was the only one that I couldn't really stand up to if I wanted to.
I think that's
we
why
would have an even
that's
fight.
Why he got a lot like away with a lot.
Yeah, I think we would have had an even fight, but it wouldn't have been very pretty.
But
I think I would have lost it.
I love him now. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the greatest guys.
Everyone goes to that stage in their life, to be honest. And then the other two, one was my scoutmaster. He was always super patient, even when a kid was being a little shit. And there's this one time we were at summer camp, and 2 or 3 of the older kids decided to basically say, we don't really want to do the event. They were supposed to do it anyway, but they allowed them to stay behind because they were older. They're about to graduate. And they started a fire. That was a big no-no. You're not supposed to start a fire, especially if there's like no adults around, because it's not a great idea. Maybe you can control the fire. That's fine. but in this area of where we were, it's like not a good idea. So we get back as a group, and I was one of the first ones to get back, and I noticed that there was smoke, and I could kind of hear feet scattering and a little bit of whispering as if they had gone to wherever their tent was. I shit you not, this is the only time I've ever heard this Scoutmaster cuss. And he was like, "Where the fuck are they?" And he was so fucking pissed. He got them all together, and he was just telling them, and just so livid, like, "You guys disobeyed every order that I've given you. We allowed you to stay back, but you just completely treated all of my, like, authority and respect with just a grain of, like, you just fucked it up." And I can't even say it as good as he did. It was like, holy shit. And from that moment on, I was like, I'm more afraid of the guy that never gets mad, but when he does, because you don't know what they're going to do when they're angry. And once they get angry, you're like, holy shit, like something sent them off. Like, you should be afraid. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like restrained.
Okay. I have a question.
My father's the other one. My father is very patient.
Would you ever get like, holy fuck, Austin's mad if I got mad?
It depends. Because sometimes you'll just get mad. Like you're more like times. Language mad, where you're just kind of out in the ether. You just start.
I'll normally walk away and I'll just fuck, and I'll have a tone. It's like, leave me the fuck alone tone. But I
don't think I've ever had a I'm gonna fucking kill you look before from you, except for when we were little. But I didn't take that as much because you're smaller than me. I was like, even if you do, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I've ever seen that kind of anger before.
I think I've only been that angry like twice ever in my life, where I've actually taken it out on something, and I was never. So one time, this was literally probably one of the most I've ever gotten mad, and it was with my father. He set me over the edge because he was just pissing me the fuck off. And I was super patient, and it was like an hour of trying to figure out this TV. And I've literally set up this TV the exact same time with the exact same things. And I was sitting there and I was like unplugging. I was like, I've done this a million times. It's routine for me. I'm not forgetting anything. There's no other cords, but it's not working. I was like, it's on the right setting. It's on all this. And this was back when TVs were squared. Like the heavy box. TVs. Yeah. And so I was like, hey, Dad, can you help me with this? And he was like, yeah, okay. I'll do my best. And I was like, all right. Well, anyways, he was starting to get frustrated, and he was taking it out on me because I was telling him I've done it. This is literally how it's supposed to be set up. For whatever reason, it's not working.
Yeah.
And anyways, but he said something to me that just set me off, and I was already frustrated before this, granted. And I just got up quiet. I did not say anything. I got up. I walked downstairs. Went to the garage. I passed my mom. She was like looking at me because I apparently to her I had like this face of just. She could tell I was just angry because I didn't say anything. Most of the time I'm pretty vocal when I get to that point because I'm trying to stop myself to get trying to release some of it before it gets to that point. And then I just went out to the garage, grabbed a bat, walked outside, and started beating the shit about anything I can get that would break. And I was just beating the living ground. I mean, I broke some things. I walked down to the middle of the yard and was just slamming the ground with this bat repetitively for like 15 minutes, screaming, cussing. I mean, I literally fell on my knees crying because like all the emotion just came out at once. And I was just like, I don't know why.
I've had that before.
I don't know why that got me so angry, but that was probably like, if someone came out and was trying to help me, I probably would have beat him with the bat. Not gonna lie, and it was a metal bat, and so like it.
I don't.
In that moment, I don't care.
I don't remember the last time I've gotten that angry before. Oh yeah, it's that. No.
Did the stream stop?
No. The stream should still be going. Yeah, okay. I think it's still going.
Anyway, something came up on the screen. It just was.
Yeah, it does that every fucking time. Anyways. I don't even remember the last time I was angry. There was one point where it was a pellet gun I was trying to reassemble because the trigger was getting stuck on something, so I had to disassemble it and try to put it together. And I have such fat fucking sausage fingers that trying to hold everything in place as I clip it down before all the pieces move, it was just pissing me off. And I was just like, I got this. And then This was before we got married, but I don't know, I think she was my girlfriend at the time, then now my wife. She comes up to me and she's trying to help me, and that just makes it worse. It makes it so much worse. I'm like, no, I got it. And then she got a little bit closer, and I'm not happy about this, but I kind of pushed her away, and she wasn't very happy with me after that.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Don't
I've never
do that.
necessarily taken it out on anyone.
I haven't. It wasn't like a strong physical push.
Right.
It was just kind of like get away
like,
from me.
Leave
it was
me
like
the fuck alone.
It was like get away from me. It wasn't like I'm gonna push you over with
right.
the force that I did. It was more like a just no.
Just like
and it was
stop.
From her perspective, I feel disappointed in that moment, even now today. But I was so mad because I had a screwdriver at the time, where I took the screwdriver and I was on like a piece of plywood at the time, and I drove it straight through the fucking plywood. I was so fucking mad. I was like, fuck! And it's like, I need to calm down. Like the second I drove it, I'm like, okay, let me just step away. And then of course now she's crying because I did that. And I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't feel good after that anger moment, because there's some anger moments where you're like, I needed to do that, and now it feels good.
And then it feels
that was good, like
there's times where
that's my worst moment kind of thing.
Yeah, the last time I was angry was when the day my dad, or that night that my dad died, and we went to the hospital and we got to see him, after he passed, grab all of the stuff out of his room and whatnot, and because he was still in the room. And
because I was early that next morning afterward, right?
Yeah, it was 4 a.m. when he passed. We were there by 5.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think we were there by like 4:40 or something like that. And anyways, we got there, got the new, or she told us. I walked in by myself because my mom and my sister were hysterical. I walked in just blank face or whatever, and like I remember like having the emotion. No tears came out of my mouth, but like when, or out of my eyes, but like when you're crying, you're going
yeah,
like you're like doing that like breathing, trying to catch your breath,
like a spasming kind of thing.
It wasn't like an attack. It was like I was heavily crying and trying to catch my breath, but there was no.
It's kind
tears.
of along the line of panic attack a little bit.
It wasn't that, because I get panic attacks all the time, and some of them are really bad, but I don't. It was not like that. It was literally like I was bawling my eyes out and was like, that, but like. And like my nose was watering, but my eyes weren't.
Huh.
It was the weirdest. Weird. But like I got angry. I started to get angry with that. And then also I started getting angry at my dad. I was like, how could you quit on us?
Yeah.
Like, in that
That's
moment.
Normal.
Yeah. And I was very angry. And then just them sobbing when they came into the room. I wanted a more alone time, because I was saying goodbye with, just me and him. And then that pissed me off. Them crying was pissing me off. I don't know why it's cutting out, but it just, everything was fucking making me angry at this moment. I was just livid. Like I was just quiet. Was not saying anything. I was just like the nurse was like talking to me, and I was just like,
yeah.
Like I was. Okay, but the most, and I'm proud of myself that I did not actually leash out at this moment, because it would have been really bad. We were walking out of the hospital, and we had all of this stuff on a cart they got, because there was a lot of stuff, and so they had a cart, and they like had it all on there. And then my mom was next to me, and my sister was like on her side, and she was in the middle. And then she was like, I didn't want to be touched.
Oh yeah.
I did not. I was angry as fuck. Not crying. They're crying. And like, she would not let me go. But then she like wrapped her arm around my arm, and she was, I mean, it was tight. Like she was squeezing my arm tight. And now I understand.
From what I can tell, that's probably her coping. She's trying to hold it together, and the only way she can is if she's got someone next to her.
Also, like, it was, she was worried about us. I mean, she had so much on her plate in that moment. But, like, me, in that moment, I was selfish. And I was thinking, me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I mean, the actual anger, I don't think I've ever felt this much anger in my body, but I couldn't release it. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't speak. Like, I went mute for like a day. Like, I just literally, like, I couldn't talk. Like, I think I talked later that night or something like that. I finally was like, I said some words or whatever. But like, I don't know. It was the amount of anger in my body, and like I literally had like a moment where I like flashed in my head, and I know what I would. It was like if I were to have acted on my anger.
Yeah.
And it was me literally like beating the shit out of my mom.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, and like I just from that I wanted to cry, and then like it got me even more angry that like I even had that thought in my head. And then like it was just horrible. And then then I had to drive because she's not driving and my sister's not driving, you know. And so like I'm driving, I can't see out the rear view window because all the fucking, you know, everything. And I just literally came inside. My grandma, she was like trying to hug me. She like came to hug me, and I was like, I literally like ran upstairs. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm not. I need to be alone. And I think I just started like pounding my bed because like at that time, like I kind of more calmed down. I was just frustrated and angry, like a lighter version of way lighter version. Like it was probably like a 1 in the scale of angry to 10 to what I was. And then like I don't know. And then I fell asleep because there was just so much emotion. And most of the time I can't fall asleep during those times. So I was like shocked that I fell asleep. But yeah, that was the last time I got angry.
Oh, wasn't that long ago?
No. But yeah. I mean, I've been frustrated, don't get me wrong. We're like,
oh no, I get frustrated all the fucking time.
You know, but
little shit sends me off. It's not like anger where I'd ever take it out on somebody.
Most of the time I'll tell someone when I'm angry too. I'm like, I need to just walk over there, sit there for a minute, and then come back and we'll be chilling. Yeah. I just need to release this before it grows any more.
And I realized, so when I was a kid, I was always angry and always taking out at everybody. But whenever I started to grow out and up, I was like, I'm too big to do this anymore. If I do this to somebody, I'll either hurt them so badly, hurt myself so badly, or I'm going to kill somebody. Mm-hmm. So I realized that as big as I am, it'll be very easy for me to seriously hurt somebody. So I tried my best to kind of just, if I'm going to take my anger out, I would make sure to try to direct it towards something else that wasn't so human. Most of the time I'd actually do it on myself. Like I just kind of punch myself a little bit.
I always punch my head.
I always punch my knee.
Really?
I always punch something that will give me a little bit of pain and just
like
a little bit of
force,
release.
Like punch my face.
I will not, because I'm like, there's danger there. Whereas if you punch your knee, not so
I've bruised my eye before, and I've bruised my.
That's the other reason.
It's like
it's easier to hide the bruises on your knee.
I've made my like my mouth bleed from me just punching myself.
No, I can't.
Like I've given myself headaches beyond headaches because I got.
That's
so
why I go
angry
for the
and there was
knee.
Nothing else, and
my hand hurts. Don't get me wrong.
No, my hand never hurts.
No, because I'm punching my knee just over and over again.
See, I don't know. Like, it just like wakes you up, and you're like, stop.
I think if I punch
it's a
my
bad
face,
way of
it would make
releasing
me
anger,
more
or like
angry and more angry and more angry if I did it that way.
That's at an extreme point to where I'm getting to where I'm almost not able to control it.
Yeah,
but still able to, but it's like the only thing that I have to hurt right now is I'm not going to destroy any of the objects in my room. I'm not that person to like break a controller, throw a controller, or punch a hole in the wall. I'm not that person. I'm going to take it out on myself before I take it out on anything else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I know it's past 4, but
yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, now today, if I'm going to take my anger out, it's I try to hold it back as much as possible, and I think I do a pretty good job. From what I remember when I was a kid, I didn't control it at all. But now I've done a lot better at controlling. I still get frustrated and visibly upset pretty easily, but I have not been to the point of anger where I would just rampage it up. I have not done that in such a long time.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
I haven't done that in a long
There are times
time,
when I'm driving where I just having a bad day. I just want to go home. Let's say I'm delivering. And I just want to go home. And I'm just slamming on the accelerator pedal just the entire way. Just going to town because I'm so pissed. Taking corners as fast as I can because I'm just upset. Yep. But it's not like to the point where I think I'm ever going to hurt anybody. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody. It's just like, I just want to.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, now I think I just become really quiet and silent now that whenever I get frustrated, like I'll have like a joking frustration, like where like.
And then it'll go into the silent if it keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I just become silent and I won't talk. And if I talk to you, it's like, it's in a tone.
Yeah. And then after that one, it kind of breaks off into another, like, it's like the weirdest thing. It's like action versus how angry you are. Like, do that. Yeah. I guess it'd be the other way for them. So,
like an L.
Right? No, it'd be like that. So, this is how angry you get versus how much how physical you get. At first, it's like pretty high, and then it dips down. And then once you get past that level, it just shoots way up. Because you're like, there's no stopping me. I'm uncontrollable at this point, like a fucking Hulk.
Yeah. But my tolerance to actually like showing or taking out on someone, and even like verbally, like actually saying like hurtful things, like I won't ever do that when I'm angry. There's only been like maybe 3 times that I've ever taken it out and actually said some hurtful words towards someone when I was angry. But it was because it did not respect me. And I said, I need a moment to myself.
Yeah.
Don't come over here. It's literally will only just give me 5 minutes. I'll talk to myself or I'll do whatever I need to do to calm down. It might be a little bit more than 5 minutes. It might be 10, but it does not take me long to get cooled down.
Yeah.
But they did not respect that wish. And I told them, I was like, please just leave me alone. Like, I'm going to walk over here. Leave me alone. And they didn't. And they followed me. And they continued to kind of just jab me. And then I just started laying into them. I was just like, oh, man, I said some hurtful things.
See,
it was me lashing out. But I was like,
I find whenever you lash out like that, your anger will, the second you realize what you've said, for me anyway, that it'll go from being super angry, that'll all go away, and then now to just completely sad and like disappointed in yourself. It's the worst feeling to go from just, I just want to do something, and you do it, and you're like, that didn't fucking help.
there was some things that I did say to one of the people I meant. I said
most of the stuff you mean it was hurtful. Too.
Yeah, it's what you mean, but it's just maybe. For one, it's never the time. It's not the time and place.
Yeah.
It just so happened that became the time and place, and then, it's unfortunate, but it's like you can only do so much, I guess. But
how do you end this?
I don't know. We were
don't live in a shitty state.
Yeah. You know who you are.
We're one of them.
We are.
But we are too poor to move right now, so that is the main reason. But if we could and we had the money, we'd definitely go to a different state other than this one. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so kind of feel a little trapped here.
Yep.
But
kind of smothered a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, it feels like there's
can't get on with your life almost.
There's no escape. I mean, you can.
You can, but it's like I don't want to start my life here. I want to start it in that place.
But I'm not ready to start it yet.
But no, I don't know. It's just like I'd rather kind of have my shit together before I make that leap of like I'm going to start my life here. You know what I mean? At least have most of my shit together. Not everything is, of course, going to be that way, but
no,
have the important things semi figured out.
Yeah,
like income, financially, all that. Good.
Yeah, just become a homeless person, move from state to state. I mean, come on, it's easy.
Honestly, I've thought about the hippie life. I have. I've thought about that.
Anyway, and then on to the next thing. When we say puntable dogs. We don't actually go around and kicking dogs. Yeah, we're more gentle with the animals. We're animal lovers for the most part.
I love every animal.
It just just drives me up a wall.
I will respect the dog, but if that
from
dog,
a distance,
yeah, exactly.
If it comes anywhere,
I might pet it, be like, "Oh, good doggy, okay."
Look at the owner like, "You chose this."
Yeah,
but we're not actually like.
No, I love animals.
Yeah.
They're amazing creatures.
My wife
they respect
loves animals.
They should have as much respect as people, like towards treat them with more or just as much, if not more, respect than humans. In my opinion,
to a degree,
because they're innocent. Animals are innocent. Humans are not. That's how I kind of see that.
Yeah, because they don't have sentience.
Yeah. They can't verbalize with you.
Well, and they can't decide right from wrong. Yeah. They just do actions to survive.
That's all they know. Yeah. So, I mean, can't fault an animal for being an animal.
So, we love animals.
Yes.
Treat them correctly, even though I don't think anyone who watches YouTube's like, yeah, I'm going to go kick my dog now. It's like, Yeah. So when you get angry, don't kick your dog. That is not the right response. They didn't do anything to you.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time it's okay to hit a dog is if one is literally latching onto your leg, biting you, and then that's the only acceptable point. Or like in no, is it I Am Legend? Yeah, I Am Legend, where he has to do it, and it's the saddest scene. It's like,
oh my god, yeah, that almost made me cry.
It's like you can't fault him for doing it, but man, it sucks. It's like, well, that's the only time it's okay. To a degree, I guess. Also, if an animal's trying to hurt a child, then you can make that argument too, like with Harambe.
Well, okay, during the moment, I'm gonna beat the shit out of the animal.
No, not a gorilla. Holy shit!
No,
are you shitting me?
Okay, there's nothing I can do. Then maybe
oh my god, a gorilla.
Do something, or maybe I just go in there being like,
and then you fucking die.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm a legend.
I saw recently a video it was like camera crew, the gorillas are passing by, and the silverback gorilla, just huge gorilla, comes by, and you can see his arm like reach out, but it's kind of out of frame, and then he starts walking, and this grown ass man is being dragged by the gorilla. He's laying completely still, not trying to provoke it, but the gorilla is acting as if he's just a little toddler, just easy to like fucking drag, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, they're so strong. Like, you get anywhere near them, you're there, bitch.
With a monkey.
Oh my god.
It's the same thing with the monkey.
Orangutans too. They look cuddly, but man, they're monsters. Same thing with koala bears. Holy shit.
Yeah, they can fucking destroy you.
I've only heard from stories.
I think it's bacteria.
No, it's actually they have chlamydia.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's chlamydia. Of the STDs that they have, I believe it's chlamydia. Yeah. And
don't fuck a koala.
From what I've heard, and I can't remember who said this, is some semi-famous person. They were carrying a koala, and they said it was so dense. Like, they're not very big; they're about that
muscular.
tall,
I mean,
but they're so
trees.
dense. And he said, if I wasn't feeding the koala, it would start, and you could start kind of feeling it's like if it grabbed you and it just gripped on as tight as it could, you couldn't fucking move. I'm like, and you're talking about this little itty bitty like.
Well, I mean. It's same thing.
Humans are so fucking weak when you look at it.
Yeah.
It's like anything can kill you out in the wild, except for maybe like a squirrel or something.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, humans are the weakest things that you can honestly think of. Because I mean, you chop a worm in half, it will continue to live.
Unless you give them their intellect.
Rip off multiple of the legs of a bug, it will continue to crawl.
Well, okay, there's other reasons to that. We can get into that maybe another time. But
saying. If one of our appendages got ripped off, we would be...
Again, that's because
I understand
they have an open circulatory system which only goes to their body, so losing a leg, they don't lose any of their blood.
But I mean,
It'd almost be like ripping off a finger and then plugging it. Like, that's more so what that would be for them. It's like, it's not very significant.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know why I had this thought. You know how, like your lizard... Like, if it gets threatened, it'll separate its tail from its body.
Basically, if you grab the tail.
What if humans did that with their dicks? that got threatened and just dropped it and like run away. I don't know why.
It would have to be in like a bedroom situation where she's
so funny. Oh my god.
She's got your dick and she's like threatening you somehow, and you're like, nope. No, she's got your dick in her hand, and you're just walking off, and she doesn't know what to do. It's like,
that'd be the greatest mechanism.
Oh,
I don't know. Like, man, I just find that image.
If we had
so
the technical capability, you could just make like a. I'm never gonna make a TikTok. Fuck that shit. But make a short video of that. That'd be so funny.
Now, we might go live on TikTok just to kind of reach a different audience. Maybe.
Yeah, but as far as making videos on TikTok.
On TikTok, I mean, I do it just for the art. I've only have 2 videos, but I mean, that's the only reason. And I don't think that's a poor reason.
No.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. And, I guess to recap, or at least finish off on the anger part, there are times at which I think that there are righteous angers.
Yeah.
Where you have to stand up for yourself and others, and you have to let your anger come out, because it's a common theory where being complacent isn't strength. So basically, I'm not going to do anything ever. It's like, okay, that's complacency. True strength comes from someone, it can be anyone, who has an absolute monster that they keep in check. Because if they need to, that monster can come out and everyone will respect them. Yeah. And sometimes you need to let the monster out at times in certain situations, especially, I mean, let's say in multiple videos I've seen, just a random guy off the street in broad daylight tries to grab a kid. Okay. Any guy
that guy up.
Any guy around there, if they are just keeping that monster in check, immediately clicks in their mind and now they become the monster. They run after that guy, and that guy may never breathe on his own again, kind of thing. So I'm not advocating violence by any means necessary, but I'm just putting in a scenario of there are times in which being angry is the right thing. Don't think that anger is your worst enemy and try to control it and tame it in that way. Now, do it to an extent, but not to the point where you become complacent, and even if you need to use it in a righteous form, you don't. It's like, don't, because now everyone's just going to see you as weak and walk all over you. And then you'll become very resentful. And then eventually that monster, you can no
come
longer, you can't tame, you can't bring it back in, and you'll do something that you're not supposed to. And no one will ever respect you again. So
there's a right time for everything.
Yes. And
I mean, for emotions, for anger.
People have a negative connotation with anger, I think, because most of the time when you see someone angry, they're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So they lash out on the wrong person, but there are times where your anger has to be used. And in those moments, that's really what it's supposed to be in a tool. And even, not to bring too much religion into this, but even Jesus got angry at one point. It's not seen as a sin to be angry. And in fact, it was at the time where he went into the temples and he saw a lot of money being changed around inside the temple, and he got upset because the temple is like God's house, and to do something in God's house without at least his permission, it made him upset. So he actually flipped over the tables. It's like, that's righteous anger, because you know what it should be, and to step up to do what is right, even when you're flipping the tables, which is seen as like mostly a violent act to some degree, it's not seen as sin, because that is a righteous form of anger. So choose your moments when you need to be angry. Like, keep the monster tame, but there are times that you have to use it to either defend yourself or others. So I guess that's my last piece of advice. Is there anything else you want to share at the end?
No, I think that pretty much sums it up. So
see you next week, I guess. There's our shitty stream without Justin.